Welcome to Here's My Story. People know me as Ghost Ink. Yeah, that Ghost Ink. The one who paints secret murals all over the city. I'm kind of a big deal in the street art world, and no one knows who I am. Some nights I sneak out when the streets are empty. I find a wall, someplace hidden, like behind a factory, or along an old railway line, and I paint. When I'm done, I sign it Ghost Ink and vanish. The next day, it's everywhere. Ghost Ink strikes again. TikToks, DMs, news posts. And this is me, my real face. I'm Emma, 16, high school student. And I'm Ghost Ink. You're the first people to see who I really am. Well, the second. One person saw me before you, and they used it to mess with my life. It started on a normal morning. I was in bed, checking my phone, when I got a message from an unknown number. Hey Emma, I know you're really Ghost Ink. Ha ha ha. If you don't give me what I want, I'll tell the whole world. Wait for my next message. I froze. My stomach flipped. Someone knew. Someone was blackmailing me. You've heard of Banksy, right? He's a famous street artist. People pay millions for his work, even when he never shows his face. Well, I'm kind of like that. I create extra versions of my street art on canvas, not walls. I sell them through an art dealer I found online. We've never met. He doesn't know who I am. No one does. So far, I've made about $1.2 million. I've kept it all hidden. If my stepmother finds out, she'll take it all. And my dad can't protect me. He doesn't know either. If you have a stepmother like mine, you learn to be careful about everything. If she finds out the truth, she won't just take the money. She'll lock me down completely. No more freedom, no more nights outside, nothing. My mom passed away 4 years ago. She was the first person who believed in my art. Then cancer. It happened fast. 4 months later, she was gone. After that, I didn't talk much. I just drew. Every day, every night. It was the only way I could feel close to her. And just when I thought things couldn't get worse, my dad got remarried way too fast. I haven't forgiven him. And the woman he married, Barbara, as I said, controlling, mean, always watching me like a hawk. So I started going out after they went to sleep. The streets felt like freedom. One night, I saw some graffiti artists working under a bridge. I watched for hours. A week later, I tried it myself, and that's how Ghost Ink was born. I kept my secret for years, until the blackmail message came. I kept checking my phone every 5 seconds. Then it buzzed. I nearly dropped it, but it wasn't the blackmailer. What's up? Why didn't you come to school? Is everything okay? It was my best friend, Sophia. I let out a long breath. I really needed someone to talk to, but not even she knew my secret. Funny thing is, Sophia's a huge Ghost Ink fan. She's even dragged me to see my own murals. Look at this one! Ghost Ink is a genius! But I never told her the truth. I couldn't. I typed back. I'm coughing a bit. That's why I didn't come. Total lie. The real reason? I was waiting for the message from someone who could destroy everything. But the message didn't come during the day. It came at night. I was at Douglas Park, way across the city, working on a new mural. Quiet spot. No one ever came there. My phone buzzed. I checked the screen. So, you're in Douglas Park tonight. What? My heart nearly stopped. How did they know where I was? Someone must have followed me. I looked around, scanning the trees, the path, the empty benches. Nothing. No one. I couldn't take any chances. Half my mural was still unfinished. I couldn't stay. I grabbed my spray cans and started painting over it fast, sloppy, just enough to cover everything. The next day, I went to school. After class, I hung out with Sophia, like always. She looked at me and raised an eyebrow. You're in a weird mood. I'm just tired, I said. You sure? I nodded. Yeah. That night, the message I'd been waiting for finally came. Bring 5,000 in cash to the place where you painted your last mural. You have 2 hours. Leave it in front of the painting. My heart dropped. They knew exactly where that was. The mural by the railroad. No one would be there at night, of course. But why only ask for 5,000? That much? After everything? Something felt off. I grabbed my backpack and headed out. I knew exactly where I needed to go. You know where I keep my money? Right here, in a graveyard. A pet cemetery, actually. I buried the money under a fake grave. The headstone says, Bingo, 2009 to 2020. It looks real. I dug it up, opened the sealed toolbox, and unzipped the bag inside. I took out $5,000, just like I planned. As I was putting it into my backpack, I saw something. Oh no. No way! My chest tightened. My hands went cold. And in that moment, everything made sense. I didn't say a word, just zipped the backpack shut and buried the rest of the money under Bingo's grave. About 30 minutes passed, then I saw someone, a shadowy figure moving quietly toward Bingo's grave, the blackmailer. The figure crouched down, running hands over the dirt, checking if it was the right spot. Then the digging started. Bare hands, no hesitation. The hoodie slipped back just enough to catch the moonlight. Sophia, my best friend. I didn't tell you before, but while I was packing the money, I noticed something tucked deep in my bag. An AirTag with a pink case. I knew exactly whose it was. Sophia. She must have slipped it in without me noticing. And she knew Ghost Ink was rich because her art, my art, was being sold at public auctions. She knew I had money, a lot of it. And she also knew I couldn't keep it in a bank because I'm 16 and I have to keep my real identity hidden. So she made a plan. All she had to do was follow the AirTag, wait until I was gone, then come here and dig it all up. She thought I went to the railroad spot, just like she told me to, but I didn't go anywhere. I stayed, I waited, right here, to catch her red-handed. I started recording from the second Sophia pulled the bag out of the ground. She opened it, saw the money, and actually jumped back like she'd struck gold. Then she started dancing like she'd already won. My turn. Sophia! I shouted. She froze. Her eyes locked on me. Didn't you go to the mural by the railroad? She stammered. I tossed something to the ground near her feet. It landed with a soft clink. No, because I found this. The AirTag. I smashed it after I found it, so you wouldn't know I was still here. Sophia glanced down and laughed. Yeah, I saw you drop off the map, but I didn't care because I recognized this place, your little hiding spot. I stepped closer, calm, steady. You don't get to take what's mine. She tilted her head and smirked. This money belongs to me now. Actually, everything you earn from now on does. Or else. Or else what? Or I'll tell the world that you're Ghost Ink. Your stepmother will never let you out again. And once the mystery's gone, so is the fame. You'll be just another street graffiti girl. That hit hard, but I stayed calm. How'd you even know it was me? I asked. Sophia grinned. Your sketchbook. You always draw your murals first. At first, I thought you were copying Ghost Ink, but then one of your drawings showed up on a wall. Exactly the same. That's when I knew. She looked proud, like she was smart enough to steal someone's life. I held up my phone. I've got a surprise for you. I turned the camera to her. You're live. TikTok, Instagram, tens of thousands of people watching. Say hi. Sophia's face turned pale. Wait, what? A live stream? No, wait. I can explain. It's not what it looks like. I turned the phone to myself. Hey, I'm Emma, also known as Ghost Ink, and this, I pointed the camera back at her, this is Sophia, my best friend and my blackmailer. That's when she panicked. I'm not a blackmailer. I'm not a thief, she shouted, then turned and ran into the darkness. I laughed. Of course it wasn't live, but I recorded everything. And tomorrow, when I show her the video, she'll understand. If she talks, I talk. I buried the money again. Still couldn't believe it. My best friend. A blackmailer. That's definitely the theme of my next mural. Betrayal.
All right, let's clear this up. This whole Goldilocks and the Three Bears story, total nonsense. Bears, please. If I'd seen one, I'd have bolted. Want to know what really happened? Well, it involves uncovering the biggest secret of my life. And yes, meeting a ridiculously handsome prince. Hey, why should Cinderella and Rapunzel get a prince in their stories and not me? I'm Goldilocks, and I'm from Belgium. I grew up in a tiny cabin in the woods, surrounded by endless trees and animals that, spoiler alert, don't burst into songs like in the movies. It was just me, Mom, and Dad. Dad was a carpenter who made furniture out of fallen trees, and Mom sold crafts at fairs, our version of Amazon Prime. We lived simply, growing our own food, reading by candlelight, and with no electricity or Wi-Fi. I had no clue what I was missing out on. I was always super curious by nature, and Mom always warned me that it would get me into trouble, but I never listened. Goldilocks, what are you doing? The door says, do not enter. Remember, curiosity killed the cat. Yeah, but don't cats have 9 lives? I'm just trying to live my best one. What happened when I told you not to touch the beehive? But we get honey from there. How cool is that? Not when your face swelled up like a balloon. Some things are better left alone. You should play it safe, like your dad and me. We work hard and life isn't always easy, but at least it's real. And by being real, you'll always fit in. But everything changed when I started high school in a small town outside the forest. After being homeschooled, I knew things would be different. I had an epic meltdown before I left. Please, just button up your shirt. You don't want to be late on your first day. But it's too tight. Then wear the blouse. It itches. I know, my t-shirt is just right. Oh no, but it won't match my shoes. High school was a whole new world. No more dodging tree branches or picking berries. Suddenly, I was navigating crowded hallways and trying to crack the code of cafeteria clicks. No matter how hard I tried, I just didn't fit in. Also, it took me so long commuting back and forth from school, and it was super tiring. So when I spotted a neon flyer at school advertising available spots in new on-campus housing, I saw my chance to make some real friends. Sure, there would be chaperones around, but I'd also finally have a little space for Mom and Dad. Be yourself, and please, trust that your new roommates will see how brilliant you are. And maybe this time, try not to do the whole which seat is the most perfect analysis out loud. Noted. I was bouncing with excitement to meet my new roommates, praying they'd like me. Turns out, I had nothing to worry about. The door opened to the most handsome guy I'd ever seen, with blonde waves and sparkling blue eyes.
Hi, I'm Rupert. Let me get those bags for you.
He casually lifted my heavy suitcase with one muscly arm like it was nothing. Winnie was like a walking fashion magazine, with highlighted curls cascading down her back.
Ooh, what fun. Somebody needs a makeover. You can borrow my clothes anytime. And you should.
Teddy was this cute tech hippie who was always meditating in designer clothes.
Your aura is amazing. Now, tell me everything about yourself.
Finally, someone who wanted to know about me. We all clicked instantly. Even when I started my usual Goldilocks seating analysis, they didn't flinch. Okay, so sitting on this end of the sofa would give me a chill because it's by the door, and the other end is no good because you can't see the TV. But the middle, it's just perfect, halfway to the kitchen and the exit.
Wow, I've never thought about it that way.
So cute. You should live in my pocket.
Please, tell me more about your seating philosophy.
At first, they seemed like an absolute dream. Winnie and I would spend hours laughing as she styled me.
You're practically my twin. You must come to New York and meet my family. They'll probably want to adopt you.
Rupert always offered to help put up shelves and fix stuff and always wore a tool belt.
Sometimes it's hard being this beautiful. I've heard it can stall your career.
Teddy always complimented me and had my favorite frothy coffee in hand.
Here's a little thank you. Now that you're here, the room's brighter, and the energy levels have skyrocketed.
I felt most at ease with Teddy. I couldn't help wonder if he liked me, and a part of me hoped he'd ask me out. But just as I was settling in, things got weird. I I started wondering where Winnie got all her clothes. She rocked the latest trends daily without repeating outfits and kept giving me tons of clothes too. Seriously, how could she afford that on a high school budget?
Oh, my mom has a boutique in San Fran.
I thought you were from New York. I noticed Winnie blushing.
Oh, yeah, they moved because of bed bugs.
Then one time, when I asked Teddy to fix the Wi-Fi, I caught him frantically searching YouTube for a tutorial.
I was just double-checking. Old electrics. Better safe than sorry.
The building was brand new, and wasn't he a tech guy? But the real head-scratcher came when I found Rupert coming out of a room I'd never noticed before. He was locking it up when I caught him.
Oh, it's just my personal gym. I'm a bit funny about people using my equipment, so please respect that and don't go in.
Here's the thing, he was never sweaty afterward. My curiosity got the better of me, and one day, when everyone was out, I stood in front of the mysterious door. Rupert must have forgotten to lock it. Mom's warning about curiosity killing the cat echoed in my head, but I couldn't resist. Just as I reached for the doorknob, I felt a presence behind me. I spun around to find Winnie.
You will love this top. Let's try it on.
I saw her impeccable timing as a sign to stay away. I soon had no time to think about the door, as Teddy roped me into organizing his costume party. He kept piling on tasks. Food, entertainment, costumes, and I didn't have the heart to tell him I was struggling. I spent most of my time fixing my mistakes to make sure his party was perfect. Finally, on the day of the party, as my roommates were getting dressed up, I was sitting out snacks when something shiny caught my eye. The key to Rupert's room. I grabbed it and rushed to the mysterious room. I put the key in and the door opened. Inside was a dimly lit room with monitors showing live feeds from the communal areas. The lounge, kitchen, hallway, even outside Rupert's so-called gym. Has Rupert been spying on all of us? Why? Then, I noticed a desk cluttered with files, each labeled with our names. I flipped open Winnie's. Her real name was Lisa, and she was an actress from San Francisco. The scripts, planned scenarios, and highlighted drama moments told me everything. I wasn't just living with strange roommates. I was the star of a reality TV show. My heart raced as the truth hit me. The friendships, the laughs, the attention, it was all a setup. No wonder Winnie had endless clothes, Rupert posed with tools, and Teddy paid me attention. Because of the cameras. Just as I was about to leave, I turned and saw 3 bears. I grabbed something to defend myself when I heard a familiar voice.
Looks like the cat's out of the bag.
I'm sorry for giving you all those tasks to organize my party, but I wanted to distract you from finding out about the reality show.
I bolted, not wanting to be around them.
No, wait! Goldilocks, let me explain more!
I ran out the door, and to my surprise, they followed me. I stopped and turned to them angrily. Go away! You used me! Winnie stepped forward and put her paw softly on my arm.
Listen, if you sign this contract agreeing to be in the show, you'll make tons of money. Just think about it. You could give your parents everything they've ever wanted. You've told us how much they struggle. They'd never have to work another day in their lives.
Please, Goldie, don't take this away from us. From me. Modeling is my dream.
But it was Teddy's silence that struck me the hardest. He couldn't even look me in the eye. My dad's hands have calluses from years of carpentry, and Mom puts in long hours for almost nothing. But if signing only changes things for me and leaves their quiet life in the woods untouched, then I think I can go through with it.
I promise nothing else will change. I know I was supposed to act like your friend, but I really do feel like we are besties.
Really?
Really. Also, you'll be the most popular girl at school because everyone loves a celebrity. It's what you've always wanted, to fit in somewhere.
I mean, I guess so then.
Wait!
No, Teddy, don't.
Once this thing airs, everything will change for you. The paparazzi will be camping outside your parents' house, hoping to catch you on a visit.
Oh no, the trees, the woodland, it'll all get disturbed.
Come on, who really cares about nature? Goldie and her parents would have better lives. They could even add a pool in the backyard. Aren't you curious about how much their lives could change? Just sign the contract.
I thought about telling Mom and Dad they could finally live in luxury, but would they really want that? Would I? No, because the woods don't deserve it, and I won't be the girl who traded everything real for fake friends and a pool I never wanted. I'd rather be alone and live in the forest. I ran off, Behind me, I heard the roars and cries as Winnie and Rupert realized their TV reality dreams were over. I had reached the forest when I heard someone behind me. It was Teddy, now out of the bear costume, who'd followed me all the way here.
Just hear me out, then I'll go. I'm sorry, Goldie. Hurting you was never my intention. The producers of the show wanted to bring something different to the cast. Not an actress or model, but a person living a simple life. It was decided it would be kept a secret from you, because you might not have agreed to be on the show otherwise. I know it's wrong, and you shouldn't have been made a part of this without your consent. I only agreed to do the show because my dad thought I needed to experience life without butlers and chefs, but I never expected to meet someone like you. Your background makes you so special. I got so nervous around you, I couldn't think. Like when you asked me to fix the Wi-Fi.
Turns out, Teddy's dad is the freaking king of Norway. Anyway, a family out on a picnic had caught me on camera talking earlier to Winnie, Rupert, and Teddy in their Teddy costumes. The footage soon went viral, and the internet was buzzing about the girl who befriended 3 bears who had escaped from the forest. Prince Theodore, yes, Teddy, reached out after it all came out, and before I knew it, we were dating. Our families soon met, bonding over my mom's homegrown meals, hikes, and a few glitzy parties. But the best part? The king renewed his love for nature and promised to protect my parents' land. So, when you hear the tale of me and 3 bears, just remember, sometimes a little curiosity leads to discovering that high school friends can be as ferocious as grizzly bears.
They'll tell you I'm a thief, an outlaw, a rebel. All of it's true. But what they miss is the best part. The part when I met her, Maid Marian. Because before her, I was fighting for a cause, sure. Taking from the rich, giving to the poor, but it was just a fight. Marian didn't just join my cause. She transformed it to a crusade. Our greatest enemy was the Sheriff of Nottingham, a man whose unfairly high taxes made life unaffordable for all. I was just a boy when he came for us. My father, a proud and honest farmer, couldn't pay the rent after a season of failed crops. His men banged on the door, then dragged us into the street like animals. I was terrified, but my father stood tall.
We've paid our dues every season. A man's worth shouldn't be measured by the gold in his hand, but by his work and his honor.
Honor doesn't pay the sheriff his rent.
My mother begged and pleaded, but they tossed us out and set fire to the fields. I watched everything my family had worked for turn to ash. I swore that night I'd never let anyone feel that powerless again. In my world, the rich lived in their own bubble of luxury and ignored the poor. I never felt guilty robbing them. The noble women were no different, lost in gossip and gowns, and unaware of the struggles beyond their lavish walls. That's just how it was, until I met Marian. Disguised as a beggar in the bustling marketplace, I kept my head down. The sheriff's men had plastered wanted posters of me everywhere. Amid the usual chaos, a desperate cry caught my attention. A frail old man who had been caught stealing bread was pinned to the ground by one of the sheriff's brutes, ready for the usual harsh public punishment. Just as I prepared to intervene, a confident voice interrupted.
Stop that!
The crowd parted, and she stepped forward. At first glance, she seemed like any other noblewoman.
A public beating of an old man for stealing bread? Have you no mercy?
Kindly go about your business, milady.
I am Lady Marian of Beaumont, and I will not let this man go!
Lord Beaumont was a powerful man, the sheriff's top tax collector and the reason the poor starved. But besides being beautiful, his daughter also had a spark and kindness I'd never seen in a noblewoman before. My heart beat faster than a fiddler's strings. The guard, unsure of what to do, let the beggar go. As she turned to leave, I saw her look at one of my wanted posters.
Be warned, he's one of the most dangerous criminals in all of Nottingham. He says he steals from the rich, but the poor pay the price. More guards roam the streets because of him, which means higher taxes and more punishments. He thinks he's helping, but he makes it worse.
I watched her go, assuming I would never see her again. It wasn't my place to think of her, for I was betrothed to a woman I didn't love. It was a match arranged for peace between families that my heart had no part in, nor hers. But still, I couldn't help telling my loyal merry men of my encounter with the compelling Lady Marian.
You're smitten by someone from the Beaumont family? She might have a sweet face, but her heart and loyalty will always be with her family coin.
He's right, my friend. Temptation comes in many forms. She'll lead you to heaven first, and then straight to your doom.
Trust me, Robin. I've seen it before. Her world and ours, a distant shore.
Despite my friend's warnings, I couldn't shake her from my thoughts. That very night, as fate would have it, I would see her again, and everything would change. It was an ideal night for stealing. The sheriff's grand party would keep the nobles busy, the perfect place to show off their riches. I sneaked through the back of a grand estate into the kitchen and quietly took what I could. But upstairs, as I reached for an ornate necklace, I sensed someone else was in the room.
You're Robin Hood, aren't you? The dangerous criminal?
I turned slowly and knew exactly who it was. And there she stood, Lady Marian, bow drawn, an arrow pointed at my chest, the same fire in her eyes that I'd seen in the marketplace. I put my hands up. I mean you no harm, and I am no criminal. I steal back what they've already taken from us.
I knew you'd come. I was waiting for you or one of your merry men. I knew the banquet would be the perfect distraction.
Clever. Well, I hope the reward is worth it.
You think that stealing trinkets and silverware is helping your cause? Maybe in the short term, but you need a better, longer plan if you are to win.
I don't remember asking for your advice, my lady. Go back to your silks and oysters where you belong. This is not your fight.
It's only a matter of time before the sheriff catches you. And then what will the poor do? Ever thought of that?
I couldn't believe her cheek. But deep down, I knew she was right. Well, it looks like I've been caught. So you tell me.
I don't want to turn you in, Robin. I have a plan. You're stealing from the wrong places. The real wealth isn't in these houses. It's in the vault beneath the castle. The taxes collected from the poor.
Now I see it. You're insane. How am I supposed to get into a steel vault?
Why, Robin, it's simple. I'll get the key.
I was shocked. Her plan was bold, yes, and brilliant. But I was hesitant. And why should I trust you?
Because it's my fight, too. I've watched my family grow fat while others starve. I've seen food wasted on dogs while people beg for scraps. I've seen the sheriff's men drag families from their homes, beat them for a few missed coins, and I've had enough.
But if you get caught, you'd be an outlaw, and your betrayal will never be forgiven.
I don't want forgiveness. I want change.
Her words struck me hard, as if she had shot me in the heart with her arrow. I saw my own past flash before my eyes, the night my family was thrown out by the sheriff's men. The fields burned, our home reduced to ash. Marian wasn't just a noblewoman playing rebel. She meant every word. Then so be it. Finally, she lowered her bow, and for the first time, we smiled at each other. I was captivated by her, and knew it wasn't just her plan I was falling for. It was her. Together, we could ignite a change far greater than anything I could ever achieve alone. We arranged to meet the next night that night, and I ran straight to the merry men, eager to explain my plan. But they were less trusting.
She's not here for the people, Robin. This is just her rebelling against her father.
Her heart's burning with anger, not justice. The fire can consume us all if we're not careful.
It's a clever plan, I'll grant you, but don't easily place your trust. When it's her or your head, she'll leave you for dust.
It took me a while to convince them, and even then, I knew they were placing their faith in me, not Marian. And my heart believed in her, but my mind couldn't silence the doubts. What if it was all a setup? But I decided to brush all negative thoughts away and focus on the task ahead. Marian planned to steal the vault keys from her father and leave them in the sheriff's castle library. We'd sneak in at dusk, steal the treasure, and vanish without a trace. But before I set out that night, I wanted to see my betrothed. It didn't feel right committing to her when I couldn't shake Marian from my mind. I'm sorry, but we can no longer wed. I will ensure your family is provided for. You'll never want for anything, I swear it. But she was outraged. This wasn't about love. It was about pride, the humiliation of being cast aside. I thought I'd done the right thing, but I had no idea what her wrath would lead to. Later, the merry men and I arrived at the estate. We crept through the garden toward the library. My heart pounded in my chest, not just from the risk of the mission, but because I was placing all my trust in Marion. But when we reached the library and looked where she told me to, my heart sank. The keys weren't there. Had something gone wrong? Suddenly, we heard footsteps, voices. We ducked behind a heavy curtain just as the door swung open. It was Marion and her father.
I must say, Marion, this is a pleasant surprise. You've never shown much interest in my line of work before.
Yes, Father. I thought it was time to understand more about our holdings. See things through your eyes.
Was this all part of her plan? Did she need more time? But then, the unmistakable sound of clanking armor echoed down the hall. The door burst open. This time, guards flooded the room.
Start the search! We've received word that Robin Hood is in the castle.
My heart dropped. I was desperate to believe Marion hadn't betrayed us. But it wasn't long before they ripped back the curtain and found us. I was dragged out in front of Marion and her father. As the guards bound my wrists, I caught her eyes. I begged her silently. Say something. Do something. But she just stood there.
Marion, you're witnessing history. The most notorious outlaw in all of Nottingham, finally caught. You'll never have to worry about this scum again once you take over from me. Isn't it magnificent?
I held my breath, waiting for Marion to intervene. But she just looked away.
Yes, Father. Justice must be served to criminals. And may I have your coat, please? I'm cold.
Her words hit me like a dagger to the chest. And as they dragged me away, I felt the sting of betrayal burn deeper than any wound I had ever known. They soon threw me and the merry men into a cell.
Well, I warned you. Nobles only look out for themselves. We're gonna be hanged for this. But we'll be together till the end, brother.
We are all tested with betrayal, but it is through forgiveness that we find salvation. Pray for strength and for Marion.
Our mission will live on, no matter our fate. The people will rise one day. They will not hesitate.
I felt like a crushed man in that cold, damp cell. When I heard the sound of footsteps getting closer, I braced myself for the next cruel twist. But there before us stood Marion. Before I could speak, she threw a set of guard uniforms at us and started to let us out.
Put these on, now!
We all dressed, and the merry men soon fled, disappearing free into the night. My heart was pounding as I followed her down a corridor to follow them out the castle. I thought you handed us over.
No, you were followed to the castle. I saw it happening but couldn't warn you. Then I realized you getting caught was the only way to distract them. They'd celebrate your capture and leave the vault unguarded. It's the perfect opportunity.
No, Marion. We need to leave now. You'll be free from all this.
We came here to take back what belongs to the people, and I have the keys.
She lifted the keys she'd taken from her father's coat, the very same she'd asked for warmth in the library.
This is our chance, Robin. We can't let them win.
But if they catch us...
The poor have no one else.
Her words pierced my doubt, and I followed her, deeper into the belly of the castle. We reached the underground chamber, which was unguarded just as Marion had said, and she unlocked the door. We walked over to the vault door at the back, and she unlocked that too. I turned its handle, but it wouldn't budge and kept slipping from my grasp. As I struggled, Marion stepped forward and placed her hands over mine.
Your hands are trembling. Here, let me help you.
Our eyes locked briefly as we pushed down on the handle together, and the door clicked open. We soon filled sacks with coins and gold, our hearts racing. But just as we were about to leave, laughter and voices carried down the hall. And it was none other than Lord Beaumont and the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Let us take what we can before the celebrations end.
The king won't miss what he doesn't know exists. Only you and I know the amount of cash and gold we really have here.
We quickly shoved the bags behind a pillar, but we had nowhere to run. Just then they entered, and Lord Beaumont hastily hid a sack behind his back.
Guards, what are you doing inside? Wait! The vault! It's open!
Lord Beaumont drew out his sword.
Show yourself!
I was thinking about how to tackle him and the sheriff when suddenly, Marion stepped forward calmly. I had no idea what she was doing. Then she lifted her visor, and the color drained from her father's face.
Marion? What in the world is this madness? What are you doing here?
It's obvious, is it not? How dare you steal from the king?
Isn't that what you were both about to do? But father, you have it all wrong. I was stopping the robbery.
My heart plummeted. Would she really do this to me? But when she pushed me down to my knees and handcuffed me, I knew my fate was sealed.
Is that so? But why are you in armor? Looks like a disguise to me.
Father, look at how he doubts my loyalty. I knew all the guards would be drunk and busy in celebration, so I came here in armor to do my duty. And I found this thief here in armor too, which he stole from a guard he attacked earlier. You should be thankful I caught him, because it's none other than Robin Hood.
Marion pulled off my helmet to reveal my face. The sheriff and Lord Beaumont looked shocked, then started laughing.
Marion, I always knew you had the mettle of a true Beaumont. Well done. Excellent work, my girl. You see, Robin Hood, no matter your cunning, you cannot outwit true loyalty.
I desperately tried to make eye contact with her, but she didn't meet my gaze.
Guards! Guards!
Suddenly, Marion kicked my back, and I fell face forward.
No need for them, Father. Look at how pathetic he is. He's in handcuffs and can do no harm. Why don't you check the vault first and reassure yourselves that everything is in there? I hope I've made you proud.
The sheriff and Lord Beaumont walked towards the vault as she quietly unlocked my handcuffs. And the second they were inside, we both rushed to the vault door and pushed all our weight against it, slamming it shut. As we heard the muffled shouts and cries of the two men inside, Marion quickly locked the vault door, and we walked out of there with the bags of riches and big smiles. That was close. You really had me thinking this might fail.
It was never meant to fail. Not for me.
What do you mean?
The vault was empty days ago. What we loaded into these bags? Fake painted rocks. Tonight wasn't about gold. It was a final farewell to my father and my soon-to-be fiancé.
The sheriff? So this was...
a trap. I knew the sheriff couldn't resist a quiet raid. I hoped my father would follow. He never trusts anyone with the money. Lucky me, caught red-handed in an empty vault, with no one to blame but each other. The royals will handle the rest.
You played them.
I played everyone, but I chose you.
She wasn't just escaping her world. She tore it down, piece by piece.
Oh, and tell Friar Tuck he was wrong. I didn't fall from grace. I burned the palace down first.
Hey, I'm Iris from Atlanta, and I'm a triplet. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. While Mom was pregnant, she was told by the doctor that she was having twins, but I popped out right after my brother, making 3 of us, Ileana, Isaac, and me. Dad wasn't around for most of our childhood. He was the assistant vice president at a huge music production company, and was always busy with some meeting or event. But Mom showered us with love and attention. She would sing upbeat songs in the morning and hum soothing lullabies each night. Plus, she bought us whatever we wanted with Dad's money. One of my earliest memories was when she gifted us with a karaoke machine as kids. The 3 of us sang all the time, and Mom never got annoyed. Encore! Encore! Sometimes she would join in too. She had a great voice. By 8, my siblings and I were called the Turner Threes, and we had some serious musical talents. Ileana could sing just like Mom. Isaac played great riffs on the guitar, and I rocked out on the drums. One day, the live band that was hired to play at our parents' anniversary party canceled at the last minute. Mom suggested we play, and we did. It was awesome. Soon, the Turner Threes were playing at all the family events. Things stayed pretty entertaining throughout middle school, but then life took an unexpected turn during our freshman year of high school. One day, Ileana, Isaac, and I were relaxing by the pool when we heard a loud thud inside the house. We found Mom unconscious on the floor. It turned out that she had a stroke stroke and would need at least 3 months to recover. Then, Dad lost his job shortly after. The company he worked for lost a massive copyright infringement lawsuit. Dad needed to find work soon to pay for Mom's medical bills and keep the roof over our heads. He took up the first job he could find, freelancing as an agent for local musicians. One evening, Dad invited a client over for a business meeting who overheard the three of us practicing our music. I heard him ask Dad about the music coming from down the hall.
My kids have a band thing, just for family events.
The client requested to hear more of our songs and suggested Dad help us book bigger shows.
They're pretty good. If you set up their career now, they'll have some real financial independence in the future.
For the first time, Dad took interest in our music and took his client's advice. And soon we were playing at cafes, restaurants, and private events. We weren't making much, but it was a start. Dad didn't have the same positive attitude though, especially as Mom's recovery was taking a while. The bills were never ending and his savings were running low. He was always in a sour mood and fell into a deep depression. But despite her health issues, Mom kept cheering us on. Keep playing, keep sharing your talent. So we stayed consistent. Thankfully, by our junior year of high school, the Turner Threes got more popular. We had enough gigs to keep the house and help Mom medically. But Dad was so depressed that he stopped work altogether. He barely left his man cave. Halfway through the school year, extracurricular activities began taking up a lot of time. Ileana excelled in her studies and joined the AP Physics Club to get a head start on college credit. Isaac was naturally gifted at baseball and became co-captain. And I was one of the best actresses in the theater class. Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath. It was getting harder trying to balance school, shows, and home finances, and it seemed like the Turner Three's differences were splitting us apart.
I think you should sing at a higher pitch.
Baseball puns? Seriously? I don't need advice from you. This band would be nothing without me. You're not that special, Ileana. I have Mom's voice. What do you have? The arguments were getting ridiculous. Then one day, we got invited to a music competition. First place would get $10,000. I was over the moon, but Ileana, I have a test to study for, and I can't afford to mess up my 4.0 streak for some songs. Some songs? Our music has been keeping the bills paid. But Ileana was adamant. Isaac and I went to the competition anyway and tried to make do with what we had. We were practicing in our room backstage and trying to sing together, but we just couldn't hit the right key. Just then, we heard a voice behind us. I could sing if you want. I turned around and a girl with a blue afro and a turtleneck was leaning against the door. And you are Kat. Kat was apparently the only child of the venue owner. I never get to perform, but it sounds like you two could use some extra help.
You can't just barge in here and join our band.
Maybe she can help, Isaac. Why don't you sing something for us, Kat? Kat opened her mouth to sing, and the voice that came out was horrible.
Is this girl serious?
I couldn't believe such a hideous voice came from such a gorgeous girl. Let's just say nails on a chalkboard sound better. We're on in 10 minutes, and this is what we've got? I need some air. Frantic, I left the room. The view from the balcony was relaxing. I remembered the melody Mom hummed to us as kids and started to sing along to it to calm down faster. Your voice is good. I turned around and saw Kat walking toward me. You know, you could just sing and this entire problem could be fixed, right? And you don't need to sing with Isaac. He's holding you back. And I could play a simple beat on the drums. I promise. I'm better at drums than singing. I mean, I had trouble trusting her after her horrible audition, but maybe it was the only option we had right now. So we decided to follow Kat's plan. Isaac stayed on the guitar, Kat got on the drums, which she was surprisingly not bad at, and I stepped up in front of the mic. To our surprise, the crowd loved our performance. We got second place with a cash reward of $5,000, which was great. And we were invited back in 3 months for the next showcase. Later, on my way to our backstage room, I found Ileana waiting in the hall. I was so mad to see her there. You're bold to show up here, considering you were willing to let us fail. We're the Turner Twos now, Ileana. I wanted to make her feel bad, but what she said shocked me. Good, you've got that sorted out, because I'm leaving the band permanently. What? She explained she wanted to dedicate herself to her studies, and the band was taking too much of her time. This pays the bills. What about Mom? A real job with a real degree also pays the bills. I need to focus on college so I can have a better future and also take care of our parents. Both Mom and Dad didn't graduate from college, and look where they are now. That's not fair, Ileana. Mom is sick. Education won't stop you from getting sick. Plus, Dad had a good job. Life happens. Well, I'd rather have my education to fall back on when accidents happen. Plus, education will give me the job I need to pay for medical expenses if I get sick. And with that, she stormed out. At the music showcase after party, I found myself sitting alone outside. I hadn't even broken the bad news to Isaac yet. Soon after, Kat joined me, asking why I looked so worried. And I ended up spilling everything about our family problems and Ileana's selfishness. Sorry you're going through all that. Why don't you take your mind off of it for a bit and enjoy your win for a few hours? So we went back inside, and I was glad for the distraction. There were CEOs, music producers, and of course, super attractive celebrities. One woman came up to me and introduced herself as Riza, and then she pulled out a contact card and shoved it into my hand. You've got some raw talent. The world needs to see it. Sounds like something my mom would say. Your mom sounds like a smart woman. Since there was no changing Ileana's mind, we recruited Kat as a permanent member of our band. With practice, she got better on the drums, and we quickly fell into sync. We continued participating in competitions Riza signed us up for, and making money. And Kat and I grew super close. We painted each other's nails. I love this color. Shared clothes? Wow. Do you only wear turtlenecks? Did each other's hair. A high puff looks so good on you. And I love the middle part on you. Plus, Kat and Mom hit it off. She even met Dad one time and didn't judge how scruffy he looked or acted. But Ileana didn't like her at all. Anytime she saw Kat, she would glare at her from across the room and then go off in the opposite direction. I'd become so annoyed with Ileana that I tried to get Kat to help me prank her. I typed up a fake acceptance letter to a prestigious university and slipped it under her door. Kat didn't approve, but I did it anyway. Ileana was so excited when she saw the letter, it was comical. When I told her it was fake, her happy bubble popped. Honestly, it felt good seeing her get humbled, but Kat was clearly disappointed in me. We were hanging in the kitchen before practice one night when Ileana walked in. Hey, how was it at the library? But Ileana just made her way to her room without even acknowledging Kat, and she kept behaving like that all the time. One day, Kat and I were keeping Mom company at the hospital for her checkup when Ileana randomly showed up. Oh, I didn't expect to see her here. Hey, Ileana. Of course, Ileana pushed past Kat and went straight to Mom. It made things so awkward. Even the nurse looked uncomfortable. Mom, how are you doing? Honey, I think Kat said hi to you. Ileana looked Kat up and down, rolled her eyes, and continued talking to Mom. I was so fed up with her. I couldn't take it anymore. What is wrong with you? Kat has helped this family stay afloat by joining the band, and that's how you treat her? I was so angry I could feel my face burning. Calm down, Iris. Yeah, Iris, this isn't the time or place. Let's get some air. What is this turtleneck-wearing weirdo even doing here? And I don't owe her anything. She didn't join the band to help our family. She just did it because she was some friendless loser. I lunged at Ileana, but the nurses came between us. Kat grabbed me by my arm quickly and dragged me out of the room. We went for a walk and then sat down on some swings so I could breathe. You're still fuming. She's just so rude. And since she's my sister, I'll yell back unapologetically. Kat stopped swinging and turned to me with a serious look. She lowered her turtleneck and held up a dainty necklace with a locket. This is my brother Austin. I thought you were an only child. Now I am. Austin got into a car accident with my mom when he was 10. Mom made it, he didn't. What? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you ever say anything? I don't like to talk about it because I feel guilty. Why? She explained how much she and her brother argued a lot growing up. They would fight over who would use the bathroom first, who would get the biggest slice of cake. Yeah, but that's normal sibling stuff. Before he left the house the morning of the accident, we got into a screaming fest over some video game. The last thing I said to him was that life would be better if he just didn't exist. Kat's eyes started watering. I felt horrible for everything she'd experienced, including the drama with me and Ileana. I've been so focused on being angry and making money, I've let it ruin my relationship with Ileana. The good thing is that you realized arguments aren't always worth it. A few weeks passed, and Mom was recovering well at home. I also asked Riza to help find Dad a job, and she actually got him an interview. Things were looking up, but even though I made an effort to stop arguing with Ileana, we still weren't talking. One evening, Kat, Isaac, and I were heading to a gig when Ileana got home. She walked past us silently, but I told Kat and Isaac to go sit in the car, and I followed her. Wait, can we talk, please? Like normal people? I miss you. Ileana turned around. Tears were streaming down her face. I miss you too, Iris. If singing isn't your passion anymore, it's totally okay. It was wrong of me to be mad mad at you for that, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. I was overwhelmed with school, and then I got really jealous of Kat. Yeah, I don't want to do music anymore, but I felt like I got replaced really quickly. You're my sister. No one can come in the middle of that. Now how about you drop studying for one night and come see us perform? I'd love that.
I woke up tied to a chair with no clue where I was. This was bad. Really bad. I wasn't alone. Someone was there. Who's there? Whoever you are, I swear, when I get free, I'll knock your teeth out.
Avery, you thought you could get away with what you did to me? Not by a long shot. I'll make you pay. Avery and I promise to make you suffer.
Oh no, I knew that voice too well. Right then, I regretted every choice that led me here, because now I was in danger. Serious danger. Yeah, I'm stalking the hot guy. So what? Just look at him. Ever since I set foot in high school, Luca's been the only one on my radar. But to him, I'm invisible. Then there's Natasha, his almost ex. She's steaming every time someone looks at him, but that's about to change. I'm not here to blend in. I'm here to take him from her. So one day, I strutted out of the bathroom with toilet paper trailing behind me. Yep, I went there. The hallway was buzzing with whispers, but I played it cool. Did it work? You bet. He finally noticed, and Mr. Knight in Shining Armor came to my rescue.
Hey, you've got a little, situation back there.
Oh my gosh, how embarrassing! Thank you for telling me.
No problem. Could happen to anyone.
He noticed. Game on. Time to turn up the heat. A month had passed, and Luca and I became friends. But there was a problem. Natasha was still hanging on. I had to change that. Sometimes you have to play dirty. Watch it, Avery. Stay away from my boyfriend. Natasha, I said I was sorry. You didn't have to push me so hard. Finally, I had Luca's full attention.
Natasha, we're done. I can't be with someone so cruel.
Natasha was fuming, but I had won.
You okay? I looked rough.
I'm okay. Thanks to you, that was just a lot. Hook, line, and sinker. Luca was falling for it, and Natasha was history.
Come on, Avery. I'm giving you a ride home. No arguments.
Okay, if you insist. This was getting complicated. I had to be careful. Thanks, Luca. I'll get off here.
Are you sure? I can walk you to the door.
I had to shut that down fast. No, really, it's fine. My dad, he's strict. He wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I get it. My dad's the same.
Oh, Luca. If you only knew how well I knew your dad. The moment I walked in, he was there. Agent Rogers, my handler.
Avery, letting him drop you off? You could have blown our cover.
You thought it was just some stalker chick? Not even close. I'm an FBI agent. And Luca, he's my mission. Hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see me catch the bad guy without blowing my cover. Or my cool. Trust me, it's about to get wild. I had been training for this since I was 15. While most kids were worried about high school drama, I was learning how to fight, shoot, and blend in.
This is your target, Luca Moretti, son of Don Moretti, the biggest crime lord in the city. We need you to get close to him, gain his trust, and help us bring down the Moretti Empire from the inside.
The mission was going as planned. I was in his circle, and he was starting to see me as more than just a friend. One day, everything changed. I didn't expect it to happen so fast. Out of nowhere, a car sped around the corner, heading straight for us. I couldn't move.
Avery, watch out!
Luca didn't hesitate. He saved me.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't let anything happen to you.
I didn't even think. I just leaned in, feeling the soft warmth of his lips against mine. He pulled me into his arms, and the kiss grew deeper, wrapping us in a moment I never wanted to end. Everything I wasn't supposed to feel. After that day, I wasn't sure what to feel. Luca was my mission. I couldn't fall for him, but he wasn't making it easy. The way he looked at me, complicated. One day, I needed space from the constant attention and hid in the library. Then Luca found me in the library.
I was looking all over for you. Finally found you.
You always do.
So, there's a party at my place this weekend. At my place. I'd like you to be my date.
Of course, Don Moretti would be there. This was the opportunity I needed. Maybe I can sneak out. Dad wouldn't know.
Great! I'll send you the address.
I was in. Now it was time to make my move. The mission was on track. I was finally inside Don Moretti's mansion, and I needed to gather all the dirt I could for the FBI. We needed solid proof to take him down, and tonight, it was all on me. As soon as I saw Luca talking to his dad, I knew I had to be there. I needed to know what was going down.
Dad, I scored top marks on my senior year exams, and I've applied to Ivy League schools. Just waiting for the results. Ivy League. You think that impresses me? That's kid stuff, Luca. You want to impress me? Handle the Red Serpents. But they're dangerous. That gang's known for violence, Dad. So, are you scared? You're a Moretti. Start acting like one.
I could see Luca was shattered. When his dad walked away, Luca looked up and saw me, and for a second, my heart ached for him.
So, you heard all that?
Luca, are you okay?
I'm fine. It's just, no matter what I do, it's never enough for him. I don't want to be part of his empire. I mean, business. But he's dragging me into it. I don't want to be a businessman.
Then be whatever you want to be. Don't let him pressure you. And trust me, you're doing more than enough. I don't know much about deals, but scoring top in high school, that's a big win.
Thanks, Avery. That actually means a lot coming from you.
As we stood there, the tension just melted away. He looked into my eyes, and before either of us could think twice, he leaned in, and I didn't pull back. Our lips met in a deep, fervent kiss. One that seemed to consume everything around us. This wasn't supposed to happen. He was just a target. But standing there, I couldn't deny what I was feeling. My duty was clear, but my heart, it was a mess.
Avery, what do you have for me?
The deal with Red Serpents will go down on the weekend at the warehouse on Pier 17, but Rogers, Luca doesn't want this. He's only doing it because of his father. He's not like them.
Doesn't matter, Avery. He's part of the operation, and we need him to get to Dawn. You know the mission.
I knew Rogers was right. I had to focus on my job, my mission. But it was easier said than done. When the deal day arrived, I knew I couldn't let Luca get caught. He was walking into a trap, and I had to stop it. Luca, I need to leave now.
Avery, what are you doing here? This place isn't safe. Red Serpents? They're a dangerous gang.
There's no time. The FBI is here. They're coming for you and the Red Serpents. We have to go before they find us.
How do you know that?
Luca, just trust me. We have to get out of here now.
Avery, tell me the truth. Now!
Luca, I'm with the FBI. They're already arresting the Red Serpents. I can't let you get caught. Please, run. Luca, you have to run. He was gone. And with him, any chance to make things right. But at least he was safe. And right then, Agent Rogers approached. There was no point in denying it.
What have you done, Avery?
3 months had passed since that night. The Red Serpents were arrested, and because of that, Don Moretti and the remaining members were at war. And Luca, he was still missing. Most likely he had gone underground, hiding from the chaos. As for me, I got fired from the FBI. Because, in the end, keeping Luca safe was all that really mattered. Since leaving the FBI, my life had become the epitome of boring. It was the same every day. Wake up, jog, get groceries, cook, eat, sleep, and do it all over again. But that day, something felt off. I didn't know what, but I felt it. Just as I was looking for my keys, a van screeched to a stop beside me before I could even think. Everything went dark. When I woke up, I realized I was tied to a chair. The room was dark, freezing. I was trapped, and I had no idea where I was. Luca walked in, but he wasn't the guy I thought I knew. He looked so different, so evil. This was nothing like the Luca I thought I could trust. Luca, please, let me go. Why are you doing this?
Why would I let you go?
ক্ষীর অ্যান্ড পায়েসের টার্মিনোলজি আপনাদেরকে রীতা ম্যাম বলে দিয়েছে মজা নাকি মজা হয়নি সেটা আমি বলবো আমার কাছে তো ভালো লেগেছে
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার গুড়ের পায়েস নিয়ে যদি বলি আমার কাছে খুব মজা লেগেছে জয়পুরহাটের কুবু এবং সেই সাথে রাজশাহীর রিলিনা চলে আসুন আপনাদের খাবার নিয়ে
আসসালামু আলাইকুম আসসালামু আলাইকুম আজকে আমরা বানিয়েছি গুড়ের পায়েস এবং মালাই চপ
পায়েস আর ক্ষীর এর মধ্যে পার্থক্য কি বলো তো
ম্যাম ক্ষীর একটু ঘন হয় আর পায়েসটা একটু লিকুইডই থাকে
তোমরা বলছো পায়েস বাট দেখতে লাগছে ক্ষীরের মতো যে দুধ দুধটা একটু কম হয়েছে, আর একটু দুধ হলে ভালো হতো। আর চালগুলো গলেনি, এই যে আমার প্লেটে আছে আস্তে আস্তে। মালাই চপটা মোটামুটি, বাট আমার কাছে পাউডার মিল্কের ফ্লেভার লাগছে, বিশেষ করে ভেতরে খুব একটা রস ঢুকেনি। ভালো, বাট ওয়াও না, মোটামুটি।
ক্ষীর অ্যান্ড পায়েসের টার্মিনোলজি আপনাদেরকে রীতা ম্যাম বলে দিয়েছে। মজা নাকি মজা হয়নি সেটা আমি বলবো। আমার কাছে তো ভালো লেগেছে,
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
খুব একটা বেশি মিষ্টি না। অ্যান্ড চালটা একটু হয়তো বা শক্ত, বাট ইট অ্যাডস এ টেক্সচার, যেটা ভালোই লাগছে। কুকড নাকি কুক না, এটা আই ফেল্ট যে ইটস থরলি কুক। ইয়েস, একটু শক্ত হয়, কুকড চালও সামটাইমস শক্ত রয়ে যায়। সো ওই জিনিসটাই হয়তো বা এটা ম্যামের মুখে পড়ছিল যে ইটস আ লিটল হার্ড, বাট ইটস কুক থ্রু। আমার কাছে ওভারঅল ডিশটা ভালো লেগেছে। দিস আই রিয়েলি লাইক ইট, অনেক মজা। অ্যান্ড আমি এটা রেখে দিব, আমি পুরোটা শেষ করবো। কুক থ্রু আউট, পারফেক্টলি ডান, থ্যাংক ইউ। আই লাইকড যে আপনি তিনটা আলাদা আলাদা করে প্লেটিং করেছেন, বিকজ আমার বাকি সবারটা নিতে একটু সেকেন্ড টাইম নিতে একটু কষ্ট হচ্ছিল, পারছিলাম না নিতে। ইনফ্যাক্ট আলাদা আলাদা করে দিয়েছেন, সো আই রিয়েলি লাইক দ্যাট। অ্যান্ড আজকের কস্টিং আপনাদের ঠিক আছে।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
ওকে, গুড়ের পায়েস নিয়ে যদি বলি, আমার কাছে খুব মজা নিয়েছে। অ্যান্ড আমি যতটুকু জানি, পায়েসের চালটা একটু দানা দানা থাকে, দানাদার থাকে, অ্যান্ড ক্ষীর হচ্ছে একদম মিহি দানার মতন থাকে। আপনাদেরটা তাই ছিল। অ্যান্ড ফ্লেভার, টেক্সচার, নারকেলের যে ফ্লেভারগুলো সব বাইটে বাইটে আমি পাচ্ছিলাম। দারুণ, এটার কথা কি বলবো, এটাও দারুণ। বাও, নাইস।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
ঠিক আছে, নিয়ে যাবেন।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ টিম এ।
ফুড টেস্টিংয়ের পর যখন পূর্ণিমা ম্যাম এবং শেফ যখন ভালো কমেন্টস বলল, তখন অনেক বেশি ভালো লাগছিল। আর রীতা ম্যাম জাস্ট একটু খুদ ধরেছেন, কিন্তু ব্যাপার না, একটু যেহেতু আমাদের ভুল, নেক্সট টাইম এই ভুলটা আর করবো না, এটাও একটা শিক্ষা। কিন্তু কমেন্টস মোটামুটি ভালো এসেছে, জানার পরে ভালো লাগছে।
গত পর্বের সবচেয়ে লো স্কোর যারা পেয়েছেন, সেজুতে এবং তামান্নার কাছে, কি মনে হয় আজকের যে দুটো রেসিপি, আপনারা কি আপনাদের লো স্কোর থেকে হাই স্কোরে যেতে পারবেন?
এফোর্ট তো এটার জন্যই দেওয়া হবে।
যেই গ্রুপ লোয়েস্ট স্কোর থাকবে আজকে, তারা এই মঞ্চ থেকে আজকে বিদায় নেবে। আমাদের আজকে চ্যালেঞ্জের রেসিপি জানার জন্য আমরা এলইডি স্ক্রিনে চোখ রাখি।
সবাই বেশ আলোচনা শুরু করে দিয়েছে দেখলাম। এই রেসিপি দুটো দেখার পর কার কি রিয়াকশন? কারো কোনো রিয়াকশন নেই? ইজি পিজি টাস্ক, রাইট? কেউ কিছু বলতে চান?
দুইটা রেসিপি যে আমরা দেখছি, দুইটা রেসিপি সম্পর্কে মানে দেখার পরে আসলে ভয়ও কাজ করতেছে, পাশাপাশি কনফিডেন্সও আছে। কনফিডেন্স হচ্ছে এই কারণে যে দুইটা রেসিপি সম্পর্কে আমি মনে করি যে সবার মধ্যেই আইডিয়া আছে, দুইটা রেসিপি সম্পর্কে আইডিয়া আছে। আর ভয় কাজ করতেছে এটা যে যেহেতু সবারই আইডিয়া আছে, ধারণা আছে, কারটা কত বেশি ভালো হবে।
এটাই তো চ্যালেঞ্জ, আজকের চ্যালেঞ্জ, কারটা কত বেশি ভালো হবে। এবং এখানে দুটো রেসিপি দেখছেন, আপনাদের সবাইকে এই দুটো রেসিপি করতে হবে। এবার আমরা যাব গত পর্বের সবচেয়ে লো স্কোর যারা পেয়েছেন, সেজুতে এবং তামান্নার কাছে। কি মনে হয় আজকের যে দুটো রেসিপি, আপনারা কি আপনাদের লো স্কোর থেকে হাই স্কোরে যেতে পারবেন?
এফোর্ট তো এটার জন্যই দেওয়া হবে। উই উইল ট্রাই আওয়ার লেভেল বেস্ট অর মোর দেন দ্যাট। সো আমরা যেন কালকে যে স্কোরটা করেছি ওইটার থেকে যেন বাউন্স ব্যাক করতে পারি। আজকে ওই মেন্টালিটি সেট করে এসেছি যে উই হ্যাভ টু গিভ আওয়ার লেভেল বেস্ট অ্যান্ড মোর।
আই হোপ গাইস ইউ লার্ন ওয়েল, যেটা শেখানো হয়েছিল। অ্যাট লিস্ট ট্রাই ইউর বেস্ট টু প্রুভ ইট দ্যাট হাউ মাচ ইউ লার্ন। সেজন্য সবাইকে অশেষ গুড লাক জানাচ্ছি যে শো ইউর বেস্ট, ডু ইউর বেস্ট। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ।
পার্টিসিপেন্টস, আজকে তোমাদের রান্নার জন্য সময় থাকবে 2 আওয়ার্স, আর আমাদের রাঁধুনি গ্রোসারি স্টোরে যাওয়ার জন্য থাকছে 20 মিনিটস।
এর সাথে আমি আপনাদেরকে এটাও রিমাইন্ড করে দিতে চাই যে আজকের এপিসোডের শেষে বটম 2 উইল গো হোম। আজকে আমাদের এলিমিনেশন এপিসোড। যেই গ্রুপ লোয়েস্ট স্কোর থাকবে আজকে তারা এই মঞ্চ থেকে আজকে বিদায় নেবে। Shejati Tamanna, it's going to be a tough fight for you. Good luck, everyone.
অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। এবারে আমার বিজ্ঞ বিচারকদের অনুরোধ করছি আসনে গিয়ে বসার জন্য। থ্যাংক ইউ। মেন্টরস, আপনারাও বসবেন। পার্টিসিপেন্টস, আজকে যেহেতু গ্রুপ টাস্ক, তার মানে হচ্ছে আজকে আপনাদের জন্য মেন্টরস টাইম আউট থাকছে না। আর আমাদের বিজ্ঞ বিচারকেরা বলে দিয়েছেন রাঁধুনি স্টোরের জন্য আপনারা সময় পাচ্ছেন 20 মিনিটস, এবং সেই সময় শুরু হচ্ছে এখন।